Following recent flooding in the northeast region, the regional minister has commenced a special working visit across the region to assess the aftermath of the destruction unleashed by the floods. The flooding caused by torrential rains last Wednesday destroyed houses and farmlands and crops and washed away roads across the region. The flood was initially reported in the west and eastern municipalities, where a lot of attention had been concentrated following the collapse of a dam as it washed away the Nalerugu-Walewale Road and grounded traffic on the road. The National Disaster Management Organization in the region had said it was unable to go into some of the flooded communities in other parts of the region to conduct assessments. Although the Disaster Management Organization have received relief items, it is yet to deliver them to the victims due to a lack of access as a result of damages to roads and bridges. However, as the flood waters have begun to recede, the regional minister is leading a tour of the affected areas to assess the state of destruction caused by the rain disaster. Starting from the Eastman municipality, Mr. Idara, in the company of the municipal chief executive, visited the Bintri enclave. On his way, he inspected the Nalerugu-Bintri road, which was devastated by the flood. Dozens of farmers were seen rushing to salvage their crops taken over by the flood. The minister also made time to interact with some of them. At the Jimbale community located along the road, the flood destroyed almost all the houses and other properties in the community, leaving over 150 inhabitants displaced. These internally displaced residents, composed mainly of women and children, were relocated and accommodated in a primary school in the next village, Yankazia. The minister was there to express his empathy and assure them of government support. Speaking to Joy News, the displaced persons recount how they escaped the fury of the flood as it engulfed the community. What you see us wearing is all that is left. We had to carry our children on trees to escape the floods. My daughter had a new baby. Both of them were saved by the tree. We've lost everything. We've lost our houses, cooking utensils and everything. This is all that is left of my belongings and properties. The minister also paid a courtesy call to the chief of Bintri to express his commiseration and inform him about the efforts of government to ameliorate the suffering of the people. The chief, on the impacts of the flood, said one person who was returning from his farm was found dead after he was swept by the floods. According to the chief, hundreds of farmlands have also been submerged and several other communities were still inaccessible. He expressed worry about the destruction of some key roads linking the community and called for them to be given immediate attention. From Bintri, the minister was heading to the Yunyud-Naswani district but had to cut short his visit as the Bintri-Naswani road was flooded following a bridge collapse. The minister, speaking to Joy News after the aborted trip, described the flooding situation as disturbing.
It's quite a disturbing situation. You recall that when we met the chief of the Bintri community, the very first time that has come to my attention that we lost somebody as a result of the flooding. He was coming from the Duru end to Bintri and lost his life. That is quite disturbing. Here in this community, Yakazia, the very first time again, because some buildings have collapsed, parents and their children have been moved to occupy a school building, and that is quite worrying because the school is meant for the education of the little ones. So if they have had to stay away from school for days, weeks and months, because the season is not going to end now. That will mean that their future would be jeopardized. There's a more reason why we have stayed longer in this community, trying to see if we can find an alternative place for the victims, the flood victims, to move in so that they can free space for the school to continue tomorrow. Again, as you observed, many farms have been washed away. This you saw. And I'm telling you, the dry season, there will be hunger. That is a worrying situation.
Mr. Idama appealed for calm and asked that residents who were still desperately trying to reach their farms to salvage their crops to disease to avoid any further disaster.
Dangerous thing to do. You can only go to try to salvage something when the tide has actually been reduced. But if you want to swim against the tide, just because you must salvage some of your farm produce, it will endanger their lives. So I would want to caution everybody that even in their attempt to try to salvage something, life is more precious, and so they should be very